All right, I hope you guys liked that intro. Spent a lot of time on that intro because I wanted to grab your attention so that you would stay for the rest of my story, because I'm sure that's how it goes on YouTube. I'm flexing my old San Juan gear. Got at one of those tourist spots where you can buy some shirts and some hats and stuff like that. So I want to first off just say why I went to Puerto Rico in the first place. Why are you going to Puerto Rico when there's a whole pandemic going and Puerto Rico's troubled right now and stuff like that? I get that. So let me just clarify first. I bought these tickets with my girlfriend, plane tickets that is, before all of this started, right? And then it was announced that July 15th, everything would be good. Everything would be open to tourists. So I was like, okay, Puerto Rico's doing great. We're good to go. There's nothing to worry about. So we booked the Airbnb, but we did book an Airbnb and not a hotel, primarily because we didn't want to be around a ton of people that were tourists. So this is the Airbnb we're staying in. It's extremely messy right now, but I don't really care. We're gonna clean it up when we get back from the beach today. King size bed, we got a couch, table, stove, microwave, fridge and all that good stuff. AC blasting, fan, always on. And then we got the beautiful views, check this out. Palm trees right here, people can rent boats right from the backyard. So us being in an Airbnb felt a little bit more safe because we were around people that live there, and I'm assuming they were wearing their masks and taking precaution and stuff like that. So that felt a little bit more safe. But it was also our first trip. So given the circumstances, yes, we were definitely upset with what was going on after they said, okay, July 15th, everything's going to open back up. And then they actually went back on what they said. And it turns out they weren't prepared for tourists. So that was pretty disappointing, but what are you going to do? And I'll tell you what, Twitter is going crazy. Twitter is going crazy when it comes to Puerto Rico. As you can see right here, all over the screen, all these tweets of people saying, don't come here. You know, Puerto Rico's not your COVID playground. You will get smacked in the face. Wear your mask. You suck. Stuff like that. So obviously me and my girlfriend were discouraged and didn't want to go. I don't want to bore you guys. Let's jump into it, right? I wrote a little list here of the things that we did. So I'll break it down for you and talk about what we were able to do, right? All right, wait, one last thing. Don't just go to Puerto Rico for vacation if you don't have to, right? If you need to visit family or you already booked tickets and stuff like that, that's fine. But obviously wear your mask, care about the people there. If you're gonna go there, you know, don't be obnoxious and not wear your mask, and don't not social distance and stuff like that. Stuff like that gets me really mad. It just makes no sense to me. Why are you not gonna wear your mask? Obviously the mask makes a difference because they're showing that in states where people aren't wearing the mask, there's way more cases. I'm not gonna say the word, but there's way more cases of people getting the virus. And also I just feel like it's common sense. You wear your mask so you don't give it to other people, you don't cough in the air and stuff like that. Your germs aren't spreading all over the place. And also, if other people are wearing their mask while you're wearing your mask, you're not spitting your germs into the air at each other. So it's obviously less risk for both parties involved. Just wear your mask. The people that travel and don't care about anybody else and just do whatever they want, I hate those people. I'm on your side. I'm not one of those people. I'm actually Puerto Rican myself. I do have some family in Puerto Rico, but I've never been to Puerto Rico. I'm one of those New Yorkers that their parents just didn't take them anywhere, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I've never been to Puerto Rico. I wanted to see it, to see what it's like. But yeah, let's get into it now. Right when we landed and we went to bag check, that's when they checked if you came with a negative molecular test to prove that you don't have the virus. Any of the tourists that go to Puerto Rico, as of, I believe, July 15th, you have to go there with a negative molecular test. Negative molecular test. And this ensures that you're not bringing the virus to the island. So once you land and you're at bag check, they check to see if you brought the results. If you don't bring the results, you have to get tested there. And until they see that you have a negative molecular test, you have to quarantine for 14 days. But we came with a negative test, so we didn't have to quarantine. We were good to go. Stuff was a little bit scary, but we made it through and went to get our rental car. Now, we didn't quite know what to expect when we got to this island. A lot of people were saying that you weren't able to go to the beach, you'll get kicked off. People were saying restaurants were closed, that you can't go to restaurants. People were saying you just can't even really be out because people will be mad at you. But that wasn't really the case. A lot of people were out, a lot of people were at the beaches, but we got really discouraged right when we got there and after we rented the car. First off, drivers are crazy out there. Drivers are absolutely crazy. I didn't get the insurance when I rented a car, but I quickly went right back to Enterprise and got that insurance because people drive like maniacs. I didn't feel safe on the road at all. Then on top of that, the first place that we went to try to eat, it was closed. We went to another spot. It was closed. Finally, we ended up near Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. And me and my girlfriend are plant-based. We can't have cheese on pizza. We can't have any meat in tacos or anything like that. But our last resort, we decided to go to Taco Bell. For some reason, Taco Bell and Pizza Hut seemed to be the only things that were open at the time. We went through the drive-thru. We were extremely upset. My girlfriend got super sad and she was just like, why did we go on this trip? Why did we go on this trip? Everything is closed. I know the beaches are going to be closed. This trip is going to suck. And I had to like kind of calm her down, but I was also upset myself because I was like, damn, we made a bad decision because all these restaurants are closed. And if all these restaurants are closed, then beaches are likely closed and this is going to suck. Turns out we were completely wrong. After we ate some Taco Bell and checked into the Airbnb, the next day is when we were finally going to be able to see if we were able to go to the beach. Turns out we were able to go to the beach. Not only were people on the beach near our Airbnb, Condado Beach, but we wanted to like avoid people and not be near the popular beaches. We wanted to go to the beaches that were like far out, just so we can like completely social distance without worrying about anything, and also decrease the chances of cops being there making sure that we're exercising on the beach. So we actually found this beach called Playa Colora online. Completely hidden beach. You have to go through one beach and then hike through a forest to then get to that hidden beach. The first beach was called Seven Seas Beach. Super cool beach, but not nearly as nice as Playa Colora. Once we hiked through, we were kind of nervous. We were like, you know, what if it's not what we think? Or what if they have like some type of tape around it or something? Or what if they have cops there or something like that? I don't know. We were worried. But we went through the rainforest, fought off a whole bunch of lizards and snakes. I don't know about the snakes part, but there was a whole bunch of lizards. Once we got past the dinosaurs, we then found the beach. And let me tell you, it was gorgeous. The sand was like super dark, but like thick. Felt nice on your feet. It was just like, it was like the sand that you play with as a kid, right? Kind of like those oddly satisfying videos that you see on YouTube that for some reason it just looks so nice and makes you want to keep watching. But instead it was on my feet and the water was extremely blue. And this is the first beach that I've ever been to in my life that the water wasn't freezing cold. And I haven't really gone out much. I haven't really gone to any tropical places, but it was definitely amazing. So yeah, if you're going to Puerto Rico, Playa Colora is a great beach. You can look up how to get there and stuff online. The whole point of this video is just in case anybody's going out there, like has no choice, wants to see family and do stuff with their family, or already bought tickets a while ago and you don't want to waste your trip, you don't want to waste the money either. That's the whole point of this video. So that was the first day. I'm not going to take you through, you know, day by day because that'll be a freaking 30-minute long video, but I'll quickly bounce through all the things that I did, right? So I did go to a Starbucks. Yes, cafes are open. Starbucks is open. So Starbucks is open, and I just want to get a little cup of coffee for me and my girlfriend. And I want to show you guys that stuff is still open. They're still in like phase 2. As long as it's 50% capacity and everybody's social distancing and you're wearing your mask, everything is good to go. But yeah, here we are. How's it going? And then we also had a reservation for Serafina's. We weren't sure if it was going to be open, but we did check the first day and saw that it was open. So I'm about to go eat at Serafina's with my girlfriend. And we made a reservation. There's less tables available, so you need to make a reservation well in advance. And the tables are kept at least 6 feet apart, so you're good to go as far as social distancing. Man, we had some really good food. We had some really good drinks. You can't buy drinks after 6:30, and you have to finish your drinks before 7. I don't really understand the rule, but it has something to do with the pandemic. So they don't sell drinks after 6:30, and you have to finish your drinks by 7, which I completely forgot about. So right now we have 4 drinks on the table, so we could chug right now. You just can't buy alcohol after 7 for some reason. But needless to say, we got our 2 drinks in each and we had really good food and it was a good time. We also tried to go to Playa Pastillo to see some caves because apparently there's these big caves that a lot of people get pictures in front of and it's really nice. So we wanted to see that. But I'll show you what happened when we went there. So basically we got right over here to where the cave is supposed to be, right? But the water's too high. We're supposed to go around these rocks right here to get to the cave. The cave is literally right around this corner, but these waves are just way too aggressive and it's just not worth it to like get hit by these waves and get our heads cracked open. So we'll chill here for a bit. Maybe the water will go down, maybe it won't. Hopefully it will, but if not, then either we're gonna have to save this for another day or we just completely missed out, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, it was still gorgeous. Still had a good time, but the waves were kind of crazy. And we were getting pushed all over the place. It was an experience. We also went to a Thai spot, which was actually, they only had like 3 people in the restaurant, but Yeah, social distanced and all that good stuff, had our food, and that's actually the same day that we went horse riding. Now, let me tell you a story about this horse riding. Let me tell you what happened when we went horse riding. Me and my girlfriend were not really experienced in riding horses, but we thought it'd be a cool experience, ride some horses on the beach and through the forest, and it was a great experience. But we asked to be in the slow group, but somehow ended up in the fast group, and it was cool. It was a good time. You know, my horse was all jolly and happy, eating the leaves and stuff, taking us where we needed to go. Our tour guide was actually someone that we met on Instagram prior to even going to this place. Turns out we messaged him to find out about a beach that he took a picture in, and coincidentally he was our tour guide, so that was pretty cool. Cool guy. But after we went through the forest and went through the beach and got some pictures and stuff and got back on the horses, we ended up going through like a straight up rainforest, like a place that like when you're going through a trail and everything to the left of you and everything to the right of you that seems off limits because it looks like there's just too many trees, too many leaves and branches and stuff, and like you'll get hurt. Yeah, that's what we went through. We went through that, and we went through it very fast and completely unexpected, and we had to dodge, like, I think I counted 70,000 branches. We had to duck under 70,000 branches, and our horses don't care about our legs. They don't care about your legs. When they ride, they just ride. They care about what, you know, they care about them. They aren't trained to account for 3 feet above their body. They just don't think like that. But yeah, so we went through really fast, and it seemed kind of dangerous. I'll show you some footage right here. It kind of looks crazy. Take a look at this. I couldn't even hold the camera. I was scared for my life. But I made it through. I made it through. Yeah, I made it through. We're all good. And it was actually really fun, but it was just kind of scary. We made it through. It was all good. Now let me tell you about the next day. We went to Surfers Beach so that we can actually hike, which was like a 15-minute hike to get to Survival Beach, which was like, this was like a crazy hike. This was like a no-joke hike. But Survival Beach actually has more caves, so we weren't able to see the first set of caverns, but we hope that we might be able to see these next set of caves and get some cool Instagram pictures and a little bit of footage for you guys. But that didn't happen. So after we went through this crazy trail that was like, it was kind of scary. I mean, I don't take trails a lot. I don't have freaking hiking boots and stuff, but this hike that we had to go through was definitely nerve-wracking. But we got through. We got to Survival Beach. Waves were crazy again. Caves, the water was too high, and we couldn't really enjoy the beach at all. And then on top of that, the police came through on ATVs and kind of, I mean, they just glanced at us. I don't know what the point of that was, but they came through with their army gear and kind of glanced right in our faces, I guess to try to give us like a warning sign, like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. But another side note, we social distanced the whole time. We weren't on the beach being a-holes and coughing in everyone's faces. I mean, if I didn't say it before, we were more at risk going to Puerto Rico to get this virus than we were to, you know, spread the virus, because we 100% didn't have it. But yeah, cops came through and we were like, yo, we're out. I told Shelby, grab the gun. We ran back to go hike back. Shelby got the gun. She's looking at me right now. She got the gun, she got the gat and the drugs, and we booked it. We hiked back. The hike back was crazy because at this point, Shelby was crazy upset that we didn't get to see the second set of caves. We didn't get to see any caves on any beaches at all. I mean, we saw them, but like we couldn't go in them because the water was too crazy. So she was upset. She thought she was a failure because she's the one that found these beaches, but she wasn't. And I let her know, look, we can still have fun today. It's not a big deal. We just got to hike back. So we're hiking back and we're like super hot and super tired. We didn't really get to go in the water because the waves were crazy. Kind of felt like we were going to die of heat stroke, but we made it through and our faces were drenched and crazy red. And we got back to the car and were rewarded with some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that we packed. At this point, we had one more beach to go to try out because we already went to Surfers Beach, Survival Beach. So at this point, we got the drugs, we got the guns, we have some peanut butter and jelly in our system, and we're on to the next beach. And this beach actually turned out to be the best beach that we've ever been to in our lives. The water was super blue, there was nice big rocks and trees on the beach and stuff like that, and it was also completely empty when we got there. The name of the beach was Playa, Peña, Blanca. Playa, Peña, Blanca. And it was gorgeous. The water was bluer than ever. It was not too cold. It was like perfect, but it was refreshing because we were super hot from that hike. But yeah, needless to say, we had a really good time at that beach. Get some pictures of you. Man, no one want to see you, man. Come Somebody want to see you, man.
Yeah.
But by the time that we left, it was completely packed. Like when we got there, there was no one there at all. Like at the time that we got there was no one parked there. There was no one on the beach. But right when we pulled in, someone pulled in after us. Now I know that the beach was empty because we walked onto the beach. Nobody was there. But then the people that just parked pretty much followed us onto the beach. But we went all the way to the end, away from everybody. And then shortly after, like after we were having fun in the water and stuff like that, like there must have been like literally 80 people that came to the beach. And you know, I don't know for sure, but it seemed like they were locals. They didn't seem like they were tourists at all by the way that they were like, it's like they had their whole house with them at the beach. It seemed like they had the buckets for the kids and stuff, like, and they were also blasting music and stuff. I don't know, it seemed like they were locals, who knows. But all I'm saying is that like we got all these warnings about tourists bringing the virus to Puerto Rico, but it seems like they need to like fix themselves within, not worry so much about tourists, because the tourists are the ones that are coming after being tested, and a lot of the people that are there aren't even wearing masks that live there and aren't getting tested, it seems. So it's not really the tourists that I feel like people have to worry about at this point, since they made it a law where you have to quarantine unless you have a negative test. But yeah, moving on. After we went to this beach, we went back, we packed up and stuff like that, had our food, and we moved on to the next place, which was what we planned for the last 3 days, which was being at Casa Flamboyant in El Yunque Rainforest, which was extremely gorgeous, like the best place you could be in Puerto Rico if you're trying to be away from people. They served us breakfast. They had a TV in the room, a fridge in the room. They had tons of DVDs. They had a grill for us to use. We couldn't use the public kitchen because of the virus, but they had hand sanitizing stations. Everyone wore masks. They asked you questions before you were able to go in to make sure you were all good. Only one couple could be in the pool at a time just to make sure everybody's safe. And then they also had like a trail that was there, and they had a garden that we can look at. All the food we were eating that were like fruits and vegetables were grown there. They accommodate your diet, whatever your diet is. They make sure that they make you food based on that. They were, I mean, just like great hospitality overall. It was a really, really good experience. You hear those cookies? Listen. It's so crazy. I honestly like that sound better than the sound of the city. And from the footage that I'm showing right now, I'm sure you could see the place was like insanely gorgeous. Like you see the rainforest, you see the sunset at night, you see the sunrise if you're up early enough. And then they had 2 dogs there. I mean, it literally doesn't get better than that. They had dogs to play with there. But yeah, honestly, like I think it was the best way to finish off the trip. If you are going to Puerto Rico, like if you have to go to Puerto Rico, honestly, I'd say that this is like hands down one of the best places to go to for sure. But if you are gonna end up going there, just make sure you bring some groceries, because there's like no restaurants, no supermarkets anywhere near like within 20 minutes. You'll have to like really travel out if you want to go get some food out. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the trip. We had a great time when we went there. I mean, no, it wasn't my COVID playground. You know, we were definitely cautious and we were respectful of the community and the people that live there. But again, you know, don't plan a trip there just to go on vacation, because it's honestly not really open to tourists. Like I honestly only recommend to go there if you have to go visit family, or if you already bought tickets or something like that. And if you do end up going there, everywhere that I went that I mentioned and showed you guys are all really good options. But yeah, if you like this video, definitely drop a like, subscribe to me, because you know I'm planning on making more videos like this. But I also make videos about, you know, how to grow on social media if you're interested in stuff like that. And I'm also going to be making videos about other YouTubers and how they grew. And a lot of people have been asking me what camera I use, what gear I use, what mic is this and stuff like that. I'll be putting all those links in my bio if you're interested in getting this gear for yourself, so you could start a channel or improve your channel. But yeah, that's that. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Boom!